Good morning everyone. Today we'll start about team-based compensation. So team-based compensation is the concept where the employees, individual employees will be evaluated and their contribution in the teamwork that will be evaluated. Here the compensation is according to that. Before getting to the topic, let us look into an opening case study which is on Superpower. Superpower is an FMCG major company which introduced team-based incentive system for its employees for the first time. So here the employees of the company usually they do work in cross-functional teams and that were driven by common goals. Team-based compensation was determined using the criteria such as customer satisfaction, profitability, which is against budgeted goals and retail sales. These two components are being major criteria while while evaluating the team-based compensation. So what is the criteria is managers and executives will lose 10% of their salaries if they are not meeting the criteria. That means if customers are not being satisfied, if it is the services or products are not leading to profitability, that will impact 10% of losses in managers and executives salary. And at the same time, other side is really an opportunity for these managers and executives. They will get 12.5 to 25% of increase in their compensation. That means apart from the compensation what they are getting now, if they could meet that outcome would be good customer satisfaction and good profitability is there, obviously they are eligible to get this hike. That means this will be added to their compensation. So this is what implemented in Superpower FMCG company. So after looking into 3 years, after implementing this for the first time, after looking into 3 years of performance, 90% of managers and executives they lost 10% of their salaries. That means they are unable to get good satisfaction of customers. There they failed. So consecutively for 3 years, poor customer satisfaction was noted. So then employees attributed this to the system. Again, how the company will analyze the customer satisfaction. And customers were dissatisfied because of the less manpower and no one is there. After repeated complaints also company is least bothered about the addressing the customer complaint. This was led to customer dissatisfaction. How this factor could be a team based could be a guideline for team based compensation. This is what the thing was started. And even some managers and executives started blaming marketing team, obviously, because they are majority of the people think that these people are the responsible for getting customer satisfaction. So the marketing department was blamed for the faults and all, because they are poor in handling the customer complaints, and they are not educated the customers in the proper way about the handling of the product. This is how they started complaining. So all the problems were attributed uniformly. That means everything is about customer satisfaction, and the marketing team started urging the companies to redesign the team based incentive plan, and they requested the company to link the incentive plan with the sales target. So this is about a small case study wherein we will get an idea about team based compensation. So if we look into the introduction of that, the team-based compensation system typically rewards employees who work in a team. That is final. But this means Individual employees are compensated based on the team performance. Here individual employees are being evaluated, but their contribution to the team and entire team performance. So if we look into the many researches which has happened in this typically on team based compensation. So what those researchers found, it means they proved that employees working in a team deliver, that means when employees are working as a team, when they are delivering, the results are being verified. And obviously when the results are being fine, it is reciprocating to the individual's performance. Here teamwork requires effective design of organizational structure. That is what the researchers identified. It also requires the adoption of collective performance evaluations. So instead of individual assessment, wherein individual assessment would be depending on KRAs, key result areas. Obviously, when it comes to individual assessment, that would be depend on KRAs and KPAs also, key performance areas also. But when collective performance evaluation method, by taking into consideration of these both KRAs and KPIs and the contribution to the team effect. So here, usually a team-based compensation system which typically emphasizes on team performance, and it also emphasizes on rewards the behavior of the employees who is working in the team. Here, the behavior of, when we are talking about the behavior of employees, this behavior of employees is typically that an individual, when they are contributing to the team, that means they can be the loyal employees, they can sustain with the team performance. So while designing a compensation structure which is based on individual performance will always leads to conflict with the team setup. That means this employee is good, I want him only. This is how some kind of the conflicts may raise while setting up of teams. So to avoid this conflicts, to avoid this disputes and all, this team, while setting up of teams or team formations and all has to be taken care in it. So that has to be associated with computing, that means technical related allocation of the teams, and compensation is also has to be technical allocation. When the system is clear about KRAs and KPAs, if they map this to the automation, definitely this kind of the conflicts would be reduced. So usually when organizations, they prefer team performance linked compensation plan with the variables. Obviously they will take variables, earlier class that we discussed. They will take the variables and these variables are distributed among the team members. That means they will have the principle of the equity. By considering the equality of the distribution, all team members would be distributed that variables. So according to that variables, team performance and individual performance would be achieved. So organizations adopted the idea of teamwork. Usually it was in late 80s. So those days it was very effective. The teamwork was found more effective and it was raised to competitiveness also. And those days it was found teamwork was very easy to operate. When it comes to operational difficulties and all, it was being very competitive in nature. So those days collective efforts of people in a team were setting increases overall performance and productivity. So team-based compensation, that's briefing of this already we saw in. Let us look into the team-based calculation, how to calculate. So Designing team-based compensation in any organization it may not be feasible always because because of absolute teamwork is not being allocated to the members, and there is no clarity of few team members job roles. This is what is being happening. So in general, while calculating a team based compensation, organizations consider a portion of the individual base pay, that is mandatory for sure, and some other forms of financial and non-financial rewards also would be accountable whenever the calculation of team-based compensation will come under. And one more thing, gain sharing. So total team output and its output will have gain sharing. So this gain sharing considers rewards for employees' performance as well as their involvement in that gain sharing. So it's done through monthly or quarterly. So whenever the rewards to the employees is raising, the point is being raised by the organizations. Based on that, a degree of improvement in their performance will be evaluated. So here, one of the author, this is the reference, one of the author or researcher, Honeywell, while he was doing a research in 1997, he developed a team-based compensation structure. So what he did is he integrated both groups and individual incentive systems. So the exact mix of these two compensation systems was matter of organizational practice those days, and usually about 5 to 10% of base pay is provided as an incentives to reward individual performance. So while determining the team-based compensation, which is apart from individual performance, that means which is apart from team-based performance, several criteria has come to online, that such as team members' contribution, productivity, cost savings, and quality. These factors or these variables were considered to evaluate the performance of individual or team. So here organizational strategy and culture are very important areas to consider while designing the team-based compensations. So usually compensation plans must be synchronized with organizational culture and strategy. For example, when we are considering task-centric organizations, that means these kind of the organizations always put undue emphasis on target achievements, which is often suppress employee-centric issues. So these kind of the organizations are called as task-centric organizations. The strategy and culture of these kind of the organizations indicates that how employees are expected to behave. So here a team-based compensation, if that fails to take into account, the strategy and culture of that organization becomes useless. So this is what will happen in task-centric organizations. So in these kind of the things, organizations need to practice many, that means they have to learn more from the past mistakes, and finally they have to design a right fit of the design which suits for that particular task-centric organizations. The employee evaluation system for team-based compensation. So the design of team-based compensation, which needs to be supported by employees evaluation system for sure. So here the most important aspect of teamwork is group dynamics. So this group dynamics brings team members together to support each other so that all members of the team can become more effective. So the absence of group dynamics in a team definitely isolates the team members. It tends to drift away from the team and it forgets the need to pursue the common goal. So supervisors can play a biggest role for the development of group dynamics whenever the team-based compensation or whenever the employee evaluation system is being encouraged. So it is very important for team members to understand the goals and performance standards of the organizations. So here each team member must needs to be properly informed and educated about the criteria. So if one employee or one team member doesn't know about the criteria of the performance measurement, obviously it will lead to the misconception by the employee. It may lead to the low motivation levels. So many things will fall online if employee is being the uninformed consent. So here the performance evaluation system needs to be fair enough and it has to be very much comprehensive in nature. So the performance evaluation system must be able to track individual and team performances differently. So here the performance of both individuals and teams need to be synchronized, that we do agree. But when it comes to individual performance, every employee may not contribute on whole to the team. That's what the organizations has to assure the synchronization is being happening, as well as every track of duties assigned to individual is also coming online to us while assessing the employee's performance. So how to align individuals and team performance compensations goals? That means we have to synchronize these two. That's what we talked about. So this alignment of individuals and team performance to the compensation plan. An organization has to follow few steps to develop that. First one is identify performance criteria and behavior expected of employees. So here the organization has to adequately define the criteria and behavior expected by the employees and they have to communicate it to all the team members so that here each member of team can able to understand the criteria. So this is most difficult phase of designing a team compensation. And next one is clarify management expectations and goals. That means where team members should understand what role they are expected to fulfill. They should also understand how their contribution would help the organization in achieving its goals and objectives. Right? So, and third one is creating a performance evaluation process. So, the process which includes a periodic evaluation of individual's performance and communication between management and the employees. So this process has to have the following thing: assessing an individual's performance behavior. Okay, and next one is evaluating performance clearly and objectively. So every job was fulfilled by an employee that has to come into accountable, and whether that work is can be mapped to the organizational goals or not, that has to be checked. Create a forum for dialogue between the management and the employees, free flow of communication, and the duties whichever are doing by individuals, that has to go to management for appraisal. Create a forum for employees coaching to help them to set goals to maximize their performance. So coaching is, if some way if an employee diverted from their work, some people have to drive him in the right path. So for that, actually that coaching, that people who are into the coaching part, those people has to knew that. Or this forum will invite all the ideas where the employees could able to share their views, and as well as they can about to know how far these people's work is directing to the organizational goals. And final one is linking the performance and compensations. So this performance standards has to be linked to compensation. This is how an organization can link between individual and team performance. Any doubts till then, ma?
No, ma'am.
Who is this guest? Guest alone? We have Srinidhi, Pravalika, Srilekha, Madhulika and Shiva. Who is this guest, ma? Can you please respond?
Ma'am, maybe Pujita.
Is that Pujita?
Maybe, ma'am, because she's trying from long time to get in, ma'am.
Okay. Because I have to mark the attendance, right? That's what I'm checking.
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's Deva Priya. It's Deva Priya. Yes. It's not Pujita, ma. It's Deva Priya. Okay. Shall I continue with group incentive plans?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, group incentive plans. So, in team-based compensation design, we're providing group incentives to team members. It is common, right? Wherever it is going to there, it's very common. So, here a group incentive is also known as team-based alternative reward. Team-based alternative reward, as it is differs from other common incentive plan. Group incentive plans are different. So here the entire team which shares the rewards based on the performance standards or performance gains here, which are linked with the overall profitability of the organization. So to design an effective group incentive plan, an organization must identify performance targets and the standards of performance required to achieve that performance targets. So this is very important, and this performance standards needs to be documented so that it can be properly guide the team members. So in the documentation, the organization also needs to specify how rewards will be allocated. So the group incentive plan helps the team members to focus on specific performance targets. So here employees can self-assess their accomplishments and they can stay motivated. So here this self-assessment will will give the employees self-motivation. So however, some organizations find it difficult to administer this group incentive plans because it's very much obvious to de-emphasize on individual performance. Because some of the team member may not contribute 100% to the team. When the organization is declaring group incentives means that is common to all the team members. That is how these group incentive plans may decrease the importance of individual performance. And if performance targets are not selected properly, the whole exercise may prove costly. This time they are ready to give the group incentives. Next time, by keeping in this mind, if team is not performing well, the investment made by the organization will go waste, right? That is what group incentive, while doing group incentive plans, organization has to take typical care while designing that. So like group incentives plans, we have gain sharing. So gain sharing is also a type of team-based alternative reward system. So whereas gain sharing plans can be better implemented in situations like where the team represents a homogeneous group, such as this team representing HR department, production department, or again in production department, manufacturing. So likewise, if they are representing a department or division. So here the compensation is linked to achievement of departmental and divisional targets and the documentation of performance targets and performance standards along with the allocation of compensation of group members is mandatory. So these both sides we have advantages and disadvantages of gain sharing plans which are very similar to group incentive plans. So here team based compensation plan is used. Its effectiveness which is depending largely on informing team members, which is about its nature and specific conditions. Here team members also need to participate in designing the compensation plan and should perceive that plan is fair and equity for all. However, only forming a work team and designing effective team-based compensation may not always ensure success of the team or as well as for the organization. So here organizations need to adopt clear team objectives. These objectives will act like a driving force and it will decide a criteria to measure the team performance and ensure that the team members shares their attitudes and goals to the team. So next one is problems in rewarding team. So it is very difficult to reward teams because it is difficult to map the KLCs to the competencies of the employees. So when there is a clumsy, there is no such good map between knowledge, skills and attitudes. Obviously, it will lead to the discrepancy when we are declaring when organization is declaring the rewards. So this leads to a situation where talented team members feels demotivated. So further to that, awarding compensation based on individual performance criteria is deep-rooted in organizational practices globally as well as particularly it is applicable to the Western organizations, that means Western established organizations. That's why many of the Western organizations will have that means individual performance matters over there rather than when we are speaking about teams. So next one, effective design of team-based compensation. So designing an effective team-based compensation and compensation system is really challenging task. To effectively designing this team-based compensation, organization has to follow the following, like linking the proposed compensation design with the strategy and organizational culture. That's already we saw in earlier slides wherein we spoke about the the concept of employee evaluation system. So second one is understanding the nature and types of teams. So nature and types of teams, after categorizing the jobs, obviously depending on the jobs fulfilled by the teams, the nature would be evaluated and evaluate performance properly, clearly, transparently, whatever, and designing a base pay system. Obviously, base pay would be the one criteria. Depending on the percentage of base pay only, the organization will give compensation. So here organizations can have different types of teams such as parallel teams, process teams, full-time or project teams. And hybrid teams also is there, like a mixture of all three they said. So let us look what is a parallel team. Here parallel team means team members are temporarily assigned with some tasks. Temporary time, that those are not fixed. Temporarily they will be assigned until they accomplish that task. So they are selected from different functional areas when it comes to parallel teams. On the completion of the assigned task, they will be sent back to their original departments. So that's why this type of teams are only temporary. As well as the design of team-based compensation is also like short-term frame. Okay, and what is process teams? Process team is formed primarily on the test of homogeneity, such as earlier we talked about team members collectively carrying out with a process who are belonging to same departments, same divisions. So here incentive plans cannot be discriminated, and this incentive plans has to have the equality and that has to apply for whole team. So gain sharing is one of the plan which rewards the employees of this kind of the teams. So members of full-time workers. We all know that full-time means until the project gets complete, they will be on full-time. So that the reward for compensation of project teams, that means full-time employees, that would be always common. That's based on the project. So the compensation system largely follows the principles of equity again. And finally the hybrid teams. These hybrid teams is mixture of all three: process teams, parallel teams, project teams. So it is very difficult for the organizations to employ a specific compensation plan as it is a hybrid team. So managers usually what they do is they try to continue with the prevailing compensation system against which the employees are already covered. That is how they will design the team-based compensations for hybrid teams. So next, this is a general recent trends in team-based compensation is on. So in team-based compensation plans, that means team has to have trust, which is considered to most important when it comes to team-based compensation. So here we have some of the recommendations or principles for designing effective team-based compensation plan. First one is ensure team-based compensation plan. This is what I am discussing. So ensuring team-based compensation plan which meets the both ends. That means both ends, individuals and team, which is creating a win-win situation. So this requires participation of all team members in the compensation design, which is followed by their acceptance. That is a good practice. And second one is factor success of both the team and the business. This is also both together, the team and business has to, that means management has to sit together. They will decide what factors could be considered for the performance evaluation and which helps to which helps to increase the productivity of the organization. Third one is making provision for rewarding individual performances, which contributes to team success. So individual employees, as earlier we discussed about, where in many of the Western companies, they do prefer to individual evaluations. So individual evaluations will play a major role when it comes to team success. So factors, skills and competencies for compensation design. That is what earlier this also we talked about KRAs and KPIs. Key result areas, key performance indicators. These two are very much mandatory, skills and competencies. So if an employee possesses these skills, obviously that will be compensated. Skill in sense which is not ideal among all. That has to be aligned with the compensation design. Finally, communicating team-based compensation plan to everyone. Reviewing the team-based compensation plan which is based on changing business needs. Right? So, in the opening case study, we talk about the company, which is the FMCG major, how they started with the team based and how later on, what are the consequences, how it ends up, and what were the recommendations by the few of the employees. That's what, according to the changing of business needs. The factors, the review of the plans is mandatory, as well as the variables are also need to be checked when it comes to compensation designs. So this is about team-based compensation concept. If you have any submissions, you can come up with.